have you seen anything like that? No good. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
Davey Mac sports program where we talk the sports and other stuff like America. It's a July 4th special, and we're celebrating today. When I think of America, I think of freedom. Freedom, Davey, that's what I think of.
Good.
Like having the freedom to walk over to your neighbor's house and light it on fire because it's currently hanging over my property. I'm talking about my neighbor's tree, David.
Jesus,
I'm sorry.
this again?
I warned you last week, Don. You don't deserve. Listen, so now my permanent fireworks display is on your oak tree. Going up in flames. Don, have a happy 4th, you fucker. I'm Roy Harter, and here's your host, Mr. Eastside David McDonald.
Holy shit.
Wow,
USA.
David, you've been making
USA. 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 That's 2 weeks in a row that you're upset at your neighbor Don for his tree hanging over your property.
Yeah, second time, David. It's starting to really irk me. If you
I
know what I'm
know,
saying.
but it's a July 4th Davey Mac Sports Program Spectacular. And we want to concentrate on the happiness.
The happiness.
The joy.
Yeah.
Not threatening Don because of the tree. Also, it's a tree on your property, but is it really infringing on anything? I mean, isn't it if the branches are over your fence?
Well, I believe I have air rights, David. So
I know.
Yeah. So.
This is the Roy Harter. This is how he is. You know, he bought that property, and you don't have there not be anything, not a garbage can, a fucking centimeter on his property, right?
I've shot down helicopters. I've shot at helicopters on their way to the Hamptons, David.
Well, fantastic, Roy. Oh, my God. What a July 4th spectacular. Here we are. We are rocking and rolling live at the Dojo of Comedy. Morris Plains, New Jersey for a fantastic Independence Day special, Roy.
Yes,
I'm excited. What do you do on the old July 4th? You go out to the fireworks, or are you too old for that?
I'm too old for that.
Upset your ears? Does it give you flashbacks of World War I when you were in the trenches in France? Is that what happens to you? You get shell-shocked?
Get a little shell-shocked.
What happens?
I end up.
What do you do?
I do nothing, Dave. 4th of
Grill?
July, that's like amateur weekend.
Any grilling?
No
activity?
grilling. No, that's amateur grilling weekend, David. I only grill during the rest of the week, not on holidays.
Are you a grill master?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
You make some burgers and stuff?
Some kebabs and whatnot. Yeah.
You make schnitzel and
schnitzel.
all kinds of German sausages. You fucking Aryan piece of shit. No, I love you. And Robert, what do you do?
For the 4th of July?
Yeah.
For Labor
Yeah, I know.
Day.
What are we talking about here? No, yeah, of course. We're talking about 4th of July.
I shoot off fireworks.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, my buddy's dad's a fire marshal, so we go to his backyard.
All right.
We'll probably do it the 8th, just because his old neighbors will think it's over with.
Yes,
And
sir.
then hit him with a barrage.
And very good, Robert. All right. We used to always have a McDonald family reunion right around July 4th.
Okay.
Either on the day or before, whatever the Saturday was.
Sure.
Every single year we would light out fireworks, and every single year the police would come and just be like, can you stop doing it? Because there was literally 1,000 McDonald's on a 50 by 50 foot property.
Oh my God.
And the one police officer is just not he's just not interested in 1,000 drunken redheaded Irish people getting in anyone in trouble for it. So they would always just be tired. Every fucking year they knew that they were going to have to come over.
Yeah.
And they would just be, can you guys just stop? Can you at least stop this year at an earlier? Because the last 3 years you were shooting them off at 1 o'clock in the morning. This is a town.
Yeah, you gotta be done by at least 10 days.
Not our party, baby. Not the McDonald family reunion party, Daddy.
You got to be real delicate dealing with the Irish independence and explosives.
Yeah, right.
They get fired up
God.
about all those things.
JPP was safer around fireworks than the fucking McDonald family. But in any event, I'm excited to be here. And we got a lot of good stuff to talk about here, Roy Harter.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're if I do want to say one thing. Oh, by the way, we're going to get to it relatively soon, but got to give a shout out to David the Wonderful. He's one of the Patreons, or is it patrons? Who are the folks that they support?
A patron, David.
A patron.
Yeah.
So
I like to call them friends.
Friends.
Yeah.
David the Wonderful, for some reason, got a cameo. I guess we will do it now. He got a cameo of Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray.
No kidding.
Fucking cutting a promo on my ass.
Wait a minute.
I ain't waiting a minute. Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray wants a piece of Davey Mac?
Oh, yeah. I bet you want to fly, David.
Holy shit. Yeah. Robert, whenever you got this ready.
Yes, sir. 1 second.
All right. This guy, yeah. I just want to fly. Put the arm around the baby. That guy.
But always in our hearts. And Eastside, I understand from David the Wonderful, man, you Daves think very highly of yourself.
Hell yeah.
Hell, you guys are. I understand that you are a hilarious shock jock, Eastside Dave.
Shock jock?
I don't know where that came
And
from.
you
The
have
hell?
the distinction of being known from your time on the iconic Sirius XM show, Ron and Fez. I used to listen to that show, Ron and Fez.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was on after Howard, I believe.
Howard?
And also,
Clearly
Eastside
not a
Dave,
listener.
don't forget you almost winning a Shorty Award for Weirdest Nerd on Twitter back in 2010.
That's
Oh,
true.
my
I
God.
should have won that.
I mean, who wouldn't just rest on their laurels after almost winning the Weirdest Nerd Award on Twitter in
Weirdest
2010, a Shorty Award.
Fucking
And let's be
nerd.
honest, in 2010, there were probably 100 people on Twitter. So
Right,
Eastside
Robert?
Dave, keep those.
This
Robert,
motherfucker,
this
Dave.
fucking guy. No more, Robert. No more.
He's got frosted tips.
Let me tell
It's
you something.
2023.
Let me tell you something, Frosty the Snowman. Okay? And it's because of the frosted hair, and the snowman, it's because clearly you're on coke, McGrath, because you must be under the influence if you're trying to take on the fucking Irish Cobra. You understand? Now listen to
right,
me.
Dave.
What?
I have his face to your right, so if you want to address him, look to your right.
Okay, McGrath, let me tell you something. I don't need to look at him. I'm going to look right at the camera. I'm going to look right into your soul, McGrath. Anytime you want a piece of me, we can handle this 3 ways. A boxing match, a home run derby, or a fucking sing-off. That's right. I'm giving the ball to you, McGrath. You want to fucking box my ass? Come on, baby. I'm right here. I'll set it up. We'll fucking donate the money to charity. I mean, we'll donate your cut to charity.
Yeah.
I want to be very specific in case, this actually happens. We will be donating 100% of Mark McGrath's earnings to charity. I mean, not me. I don't got Sugar Ray money. I want to fly money. You know what I'm saying? But a nerd, Mark McGrath. Look at that fucking hairdo, dork. That's a fucking same hairstyle you've been rocking since 1997. It's 26 years later, McGrath.
I bet you it still works, David. No.
You fucking what? Works with what? The chicks?
Yeah, man. That guy pulls.
Not with those frosted tips.
Frosty, he looks like fucking Seacrest. With the way he's fucking frosting that hair. Calling me a nerd? First of all, when's the last time fucking Sugar Ray has had a goddamn head? Let's be honest.
One hit wonders.
I mean, have they had a hit in the 21st century?
I have to think about that one, David.
No is the answer. I'll box you, McGrath. I'll home run derby your ass, McGrath. Or I'll even get in your wheelhouse. I'll even play by your rules, McGrath. And I'll fucking have a sing-off. Everybody knows what kind of singer I am. Everyone says Axl Rose, Jim Morrison, Mick Jagger, Eddie Vedder combined. That's what they say about me, McGrath. So, you're taking on the wrong guy, buddy. Because after I'm done with the sing competition, I'm gonna reach my hand into your throat, pull out your goddamn lyrics, and fucking eat it on stage. And for all of this nonsense, McGrath, listen to me very closely, all right? Pay attention. There's a certain designation for people trying to fuck with me, okay? There's a certain spot, there's a certain list that you happen to go on, McGrath. And number 1 just belongs to you. You're on the Sizer list, bitch!
Sizer, you're the one that we despise.
Sugar Ray? First of all, I always thought Sugar Ray was a poor man's Sublime, if you're going to ask me. Well, I'm just saying. I like Sublime. I was a Sublime guy. Sugar Ray was like the Monkees compared to the Beatles. And that's how I felt about Sugar Ray and Sublime. Sublime, Beatles, Sugar Ray, Monkees. You know, they saw that there was a fucking, California, sunny skies, beach, rock and roll, fucking weird music, whatever the shit, and let's attach ourselves to those motherfuckers.
Okay.
There was no Sugar Ray before Sublime. Double Sizer, your ass!
Double Sizer, you're the ones that we double despise.
I'm getting heated up, McGrath! Now, I'll give you a 4th option, wrestling. Not in the ring either. Not some fucking gimmick. We're going amateur, Greco-Roman, Olympic style. Maybe we can get Kurt Angle to referee it. Yes, he was in the WWE, but he's an Olympic gold medalist. I'll also Greco-Roman wrestle you, McGrath. I will fucking tie you up into a pretzel.
I bet you will, David.
Triple Sizer!
Triple Sizer, you're the one that we triple despise.
Let's be honest, I got probably 5 inches and 25 pounds on McGrath. I mean, the fucking power matchup. It's gonna be like fucking Brock Lesnar going against Roy Harter.
Well, all right.
I'm sorry.
Don't let him bleed on you, Dave.
Why? Does he got the HIV?
I'm just basing it off his frost tips.
Okay. So that's gonna end the Mark McGrath scenario. I don't care for it.
You don't like that song, Hey, Hey, We're Sugar Ray?
I don't know that one. I know, I Just Want to... And then what was the other song that they had? They had I Just Want to Fly.
That's the only one I know, actually.
They had a secondary subtle hit, but it wasn't,
Like it was I don't know.
Every day is a bottle day, and I don't see that away. Every moment on the bottle. That was their song, too.
When it's over.
Yeah, something like that. That's it. I mean, we don't even know your song and we're doing it better than you, McGrath! He just learned it! Can you believe the audacity of Mark McGrath to want to fucking start a goddamn rivalry with the Dave Man? I'll take that fucking ship on head on, baby. I'll be the iceberg in that scenario if you're the ship. Roy?
Big A says Sugar Ray Leonard's better than Sugar Ray.
Whoa! How about that? Sugar Ray Leonard, baby!
Not so sweet anymore, are you?
But a lot of things are going on
Yeah, outside the Sugar Ray world.
outside of the Sugar Ray world. I will say, I woke up today, I'm a Knicks fan, and the Knicks made 2 deals. One, I like, one I don't. They added Dante DiVincenzo, who is a Golden State Warrior, really good shooter, and he's a guy who came from Villanova. And now the Knicks have 3 Villanova players who won a college national championship in Brunson, Hart, and this DiVincenzo guy.
Okay.
But
The Knicks of today are going to be like the Raiders of the 80s
Well,
in cocaine usage. Jesus Christ,
wouldn't
Dave.
you, at this point, fire fucking Tom Thibodeau and hire Jay Wright, the Villanova coach?
Why not,
Who just retired a couple of years ago, and he's still a youngish guy. He's like a youngish 65. It's like youngish. He doesn't, he comes across a lot younger than 65. I would consider it if I was the Knicks. I'd consider a Jay Wright hire as the head coach. If Thibodeau can't, pick up his game a little bit. We all know he knows defense, but come on now.
Kind of like the Pistons did when they hired Florida's coach when they had Tayshaun and they had Joakim Noah, right?
Yeah.
They did the same thing. Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, Billy Donovan or whatever?
Billy Donovan, yeah.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Same idea. But we're going to get this going. Plus, Jay Wright, Well, Donovan won a couple national championships, I suppose, back to back. So I don't know about this, Roy Harter.
I'm with you, David.
Okay, you're with me?
Yeah.
Do you like the Obi? Obi Toppin was great for the Knicks. He just didn't get the minutes that he deserved. It's bizarre. And then let me bring this up. This time last year, Obi Toppin was one of the reasons why the Knicks didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell, who went on to average 30 points a game for the Cavs. And consider a Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson backcourt, they'd be fucking unstoppable. And because the fucking Jazz wanted Obi and, I don't know, they wanted another young player and maybe a couple picks, the Knicks fucking dragged their feet. It didn't happen. So now you turn around and trade Obi Toppin? Oh, let me tell you, for 2 second-round picks. That's it. Obi Toppin is better than a second-round draft pick. What? So I don't know what the hell's going on. These New York teams, they outthink themselves.
Yep.
It's crazy over here, Roy Hartis.
Put too much thought into it, David.
Too much thought.
Something we don't have to worry about.
Speaking of less than superstars you gave up to get rid of and lost a superstar over, have you followed what's going on in Philadelphia at all, Dave?
No, what's happening in Philly?
So, do you remember when Jimmy Butler beat them and he was like, for that guy, you signed for that guy?
Yeah.
So that guy is now up, his contract's up, and they
Who are we
said-
talking about? Embiid?
No. Who's the other big guy?
Harden.
No. He's not a superstar. Thaddeus.
Whatever.
Whatever the big guy's name is. He plays a power forward. He didn't play much this season. He was hurt a bunch.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'll do a little research.
All right. Well, listen. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm interested to find out.
Okay.
He's got some story about the
Tobias
Sixers.
Harris. I couldn't
Tobias
think of the
Harris.
name.
He's a good player. He's made an all-star team.
Tobias Harris is who the Sixers gave a big contract to instead of giving it to Jimmy Butler.
Right.
He took that personally, knocks him out of the Eastern Conference Finals, goes
Yep.
for Tobias Harris, for fucking Tobias Harris. Now he's up for a contract.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris tweeted something like, they would trade me, some of these fans would trade me for some crumble cookies.
Oh, dear.
So
Well-
Crumble Cookies, the brand comes out and goes, we don't want you here either. If he's here, we are so confident you're leaving, we will give every Philadelphian a free Crumble cookie.
Holy shit!
Wow.
So a fucking snack company
He was like, get the
takes
fuck
on
out of
Tobias
here.
Harris. Well, you got to pay attention. You got to know how to play the PR game as a professional athlete.
That's true,
Some of
David.
these folks just don't understand it. But I will say another NBA thing is Damian Lillard. Speaking of Jimmy Butler, Robert, Damian Lillard requesting to be traded to the Heat.
Ooh.
I knew eventually Damian Lillard would have to leave the Portland Trail Blazers. He's just too great of a basketball player. No offense to the people in Portland, but that's where, Fred Armisen should be the shooting guard rather than Damian Lillard. Let's just be honest.
Grayson Allen.
He's just, come on. Damian Lillard deserves to be on the East Coast, in a Miami, a Philly, a New York, a Boston, something that he's going to have some big spotlights. I would have loved to have seen him on the Knicks, but Damian Lillard, Jalen Brunson, backcourt would be a little weird since they are, typical point guards.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But nevertheless, if Lillard goes to the Heat, the Heat were just in the NBA Finals. So they're going to keep Bam and Jimmy Butler and add Damian Lillard? Oh, fuck. Fucking Knicks.
Pat Riley made some deal with the devil, Dave.
Pat Riley gets criticized by Heat fans all the time. Pat Riley is fucking amazing.
Huh.
He's incredible. Under Pat Riley's reign, they've won 3 championships. You know who has more championships than the Knicks? The Miami Heat. The Heat have won 3 championships. The Knicks, who have been around for 100 years, have 2. And they haven't had one in 50 years. God damn me.
Any interest in Zion?
Of course I have interest in Zion.
Even with all the hullabaloo surrounding his situation currently?
Some porn star is trying to
would you say
blackmail Zion Williamson. She's saying,
Oh, I was going to ask if you were a Zionist, David. Wasn't quite sure where
Roy
you were
was
going.
going to end the show.
very talented, large power forward who can jump out of the building, Zion Williamson of of New Orleans.
Okay.
There's some porn star who keeps threatening that she's going to leak their sex tape.
Yes, I'm well aware of this story, David. This
is the first sports story
Yeah.
Roy has become familiar with in 13 years.
This one has crossed over into the mainstream, as they say. But yeah, I mean, so do you believe her? I do. Actually, I believe they did have.
Yeah, but there are laws against that, no?
Yeah, I mean, there is
It's a revenge porn.
Yeah, at some point.
Scenario.
But here's what happened. That's what happened to Tommy and what's his-
Giselle?
No, Tommy Lee
Pamela
and Pamela
Anderson.
Oh!
They had no recourse. Once it was out there, it's like, well, you got to settle. But everyone's going to watch it at that point already. So,
Are you going to watch the Zion Williams sex tape?
Well, of course, yeah. I want to know.
Of course, he says.
Sure, who wouldn't?
I just hope it's the one where he spits in her mouth.
Oh my God, you're disgusting. It's fucking gross.
Are you not going to watch it, David?
No, I'm not going to watch it.
What if
It's too wild for me. I have a pet peeve, Roy. I've gone on Twitter, but I can't keep it to myself because I keep seeing it. I go on Twitter or Facebook or what have you, and the word wild has apparently replaced every fucking adjective in the American fucking goddamn dictionary.
Damn, Dave, that's wild.
Right. I've seen people be like, man, that mass shooting was wild. Hey, did you hear about the news with Zion Williamson? Wild, man. Hey, jeez, my dad, his legs just got chopped off by the lawnmower. Wild scenario. Wild. It's wild. My mom just gave birth to an alien. Wild, man. Wild. Okay, the president declared war. World War III's coming. Yeah, we're all going to be dead in 24 hours. It's just wild. Wild story. Wild. It's just wild. Listen to me, fuckheads. Get a fucking thesaurus. Stop saying the word wild when you mean shocking, upsetting, disturbing, befuddling, whatever. Use other words besides fucking wild. And one more thing. If I see someone write the word literally when it doesn't need to be used, you're a fucking asshole as well. I have people being like, that guy, Zion Williamson, literally scored 30 points last night. All you had to say is Zion scored 30 points.
Yeah, well, that's not too difficult.
Zion's literally a great player who could literally help the Knicks. None of those literally were necessary. The over fucking usage of literally and the only usage of wild as an adjective has driven me berserk. Cut it out.
In the chat.
God damn you. No wonder our fucking country's going to shit. And I hate to say this on our July 4th spectacular, but people are stupid. Dictionaries, thesauruses, encyclopedias. These are tools of intelligence. This is what my mommy, Beanie Mac, gave me as a child, and look how successful I am. You were going to say?
Yeah, the last time I got the sore ass, I was hanging out with Mark McGrath.
The sore ass.
That's wild, Bobby.
He got fucked.
The chat is kind of blowing up with people saying this show's wild, this show is feral, bro. Literally wild
Feral.
show, Dave.
I don't mind feral. That's a good fucking word right there. Feral is perfect.
Davey Mac's literally a walking dictionary.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, there are some times where they mean a different fucking. I've seen like New York Times or New York Post people who clearly mean like this is a disturbing story, and instead it's like this story is wild. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
You should never read the New York Times, David.
I said New York Post too.
Oh, okay.
I balance all the New York papers out.
Post is
I
pretty
do
bad,
the
too.
Daily News.
The Post has spelling. They all have spelling checks. Doesn't anybody read the newspapers before they print them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You talk to the camera.
Why-
This is your turn.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Get an editor in the room. Read it. Get a computer to spell check it. Even get AI to spell check it. How in this day and age do people still misspell words? I don't understand it.
Agreed. Punctuation, too. There's no more punctuation because Twitter fucked that all up. Now everyone, with all due respect, I know he's in the room, but now everyone writes like Big A. Run-on fucking sentences. No goddamn commas. No semicolons. No goddamn ellipses. Give me a fucking ellipses every once in a while. It's a wonderful punctuation. You fuck. Now, you brought up the goddamn artificial intelligence. Are you aware that we have a guest today to talk about July 4th?
I heard that he is in the vicinity, David.
Yes. We are going to introduce our little guest imminently on our July 4th special. And I want everyone to have a happy July 4th as well. It's really exciting. I love this time of year with the fireworks and stuff. And now it commences Jaws season for me. You know, it used to be Memorial Day weekend, but I've seen oh my God! There he is, Shock Robot. Oh, sorry, Sports Robot. Sorry, that was your second version. This is version number 3. Sports Robot in the house. Come on, baby. Yeah. Woo. All right, he's here. Well, hello, Sports Robot. How are you? He says he'd be better if I ate a firecracker and my head exploded. Okay, that's not nice on July 4th, but let's just ignore that. What do you think of this holiday, Sports Robot? He says, why did George Washington wear a wig? It made him look like Meryl Streep. Hey, George, he says, loved you in Kramer versus Kramer, you weak-chinned woman. Okay, that's not how you talk about the first president of the United States of America. Okay? It's not appropriate. What? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that. I can't say that on the air. How do you celebrate July 4th, Sports Robot? By grilling hot dogs. And planning the demise of humans on Earth. He says next year there's going to be an epic... Next year, an epic fireworks display as Sports Robot and his AI buddies play a drum beat and detonate every nuclear bomb on the planet. Okay, this is getting dark. Let's just change topics. What do you like about the United States, Sports Robot? He likes freedom. There you go. Like having the freedom of being able to fuck the ATM machine whenever he wants. I told you, Robert, keep Sports Robot away from the ATM machine downstairs. We're going to get kicked out of this place.
Is that where my wallet went?
Yes. And he's going to get us ejected from the dojo of comedy. He likes to fuck that thing. It's disturbing. What? Not as disturbing as giving Stephen Hawking a hand job, which he once had to do to get a new battery. You don't want to know where Sports Robot had to put his thumb drive. I don't want to know. You're right, I don't want to know. But back to the holiday, Sports Robot. You know who's sketchy, he says? Thomas Jefferson. Sure, he wrote the Declaration of Independence, but he looked like that scrawny human on the Bud Light can. Hey, Jefferson, have one of your slaves fix you a proper dinner, you anorexic-looking weirdo. Okay. Is this really what we want to say on the... I mean, this is getting upsetting. Final thoughts of July 4th, Sports Robot. Final thoughts. Enjoy the holiday, human American. Planet Earth's days are numbered. Ring the bell, droid Revere. The robots are coming. The robots are coming. All right, that's it. Sports Robot, I'm cutting you off. Sports Robot, everyone. Sports Robot. I'm cutting him off. Maybe Mark McGrath was right about us, now that I think about it. Everything that Mark McGrath said was true after that appearance by Sports Robot. Now, who is Sports Robot? Is it him, or does he have a new assistant? I love his new assistant. His new mechanical assistant.
It's like AI, Dave. He projected himself into a different body.
So, that is going on. By the way, last week we discussed Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg in the UFC octagon.
That's right.
Seems like a reality. Dana White has embraced it. The person who has not is Elon Musk's dad, who is saying, don't fight Mark Zuckerberg. He says it's a lose-lose.
Of course.
Because he's 24 pounds heavier than Zuckerberg and 5 inches taller. So he says if Zuckerberg wins, then it'll be a big shocking upset. And if Elon wins, well, he was supposed to be up the small guy.
Exactly. And let's face it, what is he going to get out of this?
I want to see this fight. Come on. Plus, we know that Zuckerberg is a jiu-jitsu master.
It's not going to happen, David. All this hype, there's too much hype around it. It cannot happen.
If these fuckers pull out on this,
they will.
That's total bullshit, man. Then they both should be suspended 30 days from their respective platforms for bullshit information.
I have it on good authority. Elon never pulls out, Dave.
Got a lot of kids, Roy.
But I'm surprised. I'm surprised you want to see this fight because it feels like yet another instance of somebody ripping off Davey Mac. This feels like Bobo versus Big A Olympics.
No. I can't go that far. I mean,
It's the same level of athleticism.
Oh boy.
Doesn't matter. I want to see it. This would be so much fun, and then we could do a live simulcast of it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm down with that.
You like that idea?
That idea I
the pool,
like.
from Dave's
From
pool?
right here.
Oh, from the Dojo of Comedy.
We'll
of
fucking
course.
get the goddamn thing on the screen.
Oh,
They'll charge
yeah.
the cover, and then we'll
$1 million.
fucking do a stream. I got it all in the head. We'll
Okay.
have a whole fucking event about it.
I'm down.
Just as long as these two goddamn chickens
Yeah.
don't fucking call it off. You guys built this shit up. Don't fucking take the rug away from us. Or whatever that fucking phrase goes.
I believe it's don't hit the rug on your head, David.
You don't know either.
Don't rub your head on the rug. That's what it was.
So I want to see this. Now, for July 4th, we've chosen an American song, an American classic.
We sure have.
Now,
yeah.
when I was growing up in the 1980s, after every single Yankee game on July 4th specifically,
Yeah.
you would get the Yankees day game,
Okay.
followed by the Beach Boys and a fireworks display. It's fucking great.
Amazing.
It was like every fucking
That's America.
July 4th in the 1980s.
Yeah, yep.
You would get Yankees, Beach Boys, and fireworks. And I'm like, this is goddamn America.
That's America.
Right here. Even if you're a Yankees hater, you got to appreciate the Beach Boys and fireworks in New York City. You got to appreciate that. And based on my love for the Beach Boys and how much I identify them with America and really with July 4th itself, we've decided to do another classic rendition right here on the Davey Mac Sports Program. Oh yeah, you know it. Live from the Dojo of Comedy in Morris Plains, New Jersey. Ready, Roy Hotz? Come on the sloop, John B. My grandfather and me. Around Nassau town we did roam. Drinking all night. Got into a fight. Well, I feel so broke up. I wanna go home. So hoist up the John B. sail. See how the the captain ashore. Let me go home.
Let me go home.
I wanna go home.
Let me go home.
Why don't you let me alone? Yeah, yeah. That feels so lonely. I wanna go home. Boo-doo. Well, I feel so broke up. I wanna go home. Oh, come on! Yes! 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 Happy July 4th from the Davey Mac Sports Program. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Yeah! All right, we're all getting a little trippy at the end. I love it. Oh, happy Independence Day to all of you watching the DMSP right now. Oh my God, that was fun.
A lot of fun,
Did you see outside? You guys weren't looking. There was, I noticed outside,
Yeah.
there was a little light, and the light was going like this.
Oh, yeah.
And we had some sort of
audience
Little
member?
League team. No, a fucking straight up Little League team was outside dancing, going like this.
Oh, my God.
I
Hell
swear
yeah.
to God.
How did we miss that? How did
And
I miss that?
I'm very excited that the parents have now taken the Little League team. Now that the musical song, which is usually G-rated,
Yeah.
but now that the song is over, they've taken those fucking kids out of here.
Very smart.
Because they shouldn't be listening to this fucking show.
No, it's gonna get ugly.
But for the musical performance, that was fun. That's why I was looking over there and smiling a little bit. I saw these kids. They're like, ah! I gotta tell you, I do love the Beach Boys on July 4th. That's like my go-to. It's Beach Boys and Jaws.
yeah.
I gotta have a Beach Boys blaring, and then I gotta do a little Jaws. But don't do it in the daytime. Start it at around 10 or 11.
Oh.
10 or 11.
Yeah, early.
Yes, because you want the overnight feel of when Jaws starts hitting that fucking boat and shit. That'll be around 12:15, 12:30. And after you eat a few THC candies and you're smoking, maybe doing, maybe smoking a little bit, maybe drinking a few IPAs, maybe banging some shots, maybe hitting a little crack, maybe do a little heroin and stuff like that. After you do all that, oh my God.
Yeah.
When the shark hits, that fucking sequence where Richard Dreyfuss and fucking Chief Brody and Quint
Yeah.
are in the goddamn boat, swapping stories and whatnot.
Showing the
And Richard
scars.
Dreyfuss has his thing. Yeah, the Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart. The Richard Dreyfuss thing where he's like, he pulls open his thing and he's got a fucking, all his chest hair.
Of course. It was an amazing scene.
And then the fucking shark attacks in that scene.
Yeah, that's right. That's when they first
I
got hit.
didn't think the shark was going to attack in that scene. That's why that scene was so good. Oh my God. That's the difference between a Steven Spielberg and other folks.
And a Stephen
I
King.
saw Indiana Jones 5.
Oh, yeah. What you think of that
I
one,
liked
David?
it.
Yeah, I heard it was a little
I
bit,
need to see it a second time because for an Indiana Jones movie,
Yeah.
there was a lot of moving parts. It was actually a more complicated plot than I'm used to.
Really?
Well, I'm kind of stupid, I guess, when it comes to Indiana Jones. The guy needs to get the fucking Ark of the Covenant. He goes after that. We have fissures in time. We have several different artifacts he has to collect. We go through several different time periods. It's almost an X-Files episode or some shit. But trust me, I'm still giving it a thumbs up and still saying I like it. I need to see it a second time.
I heard it was a little, what did they
Complicated.
say, overly woke, or as they say
No, it's
politically?
not. Nah. No, because as I've said before, Indiana Jones has always had a woman by his side who gives him lip and shit and has little one-liners. Marion in the fucking first movie says, "You're not the man I knew 10 years ago."
And also a little Asian kid, too, right?
That was in Temple of Doom, you psycho.
Yeah, but that was, had a character.
Oh, yeah.
As
right.
the person who gave Roy that info, I didn't say woke was the issue. My issue was the main female lead, and the way she hit on dudes didn't feel like a female at all. It felt like they just took male dialogue and gave it to her, where she was like, "Yeah, that's a nice piece of ass," when the guy's putting on his diving suit, and "Yeah, we're really gonna get into trouble."
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, it felt like they gave Indy's lines to just a woman, and it didn't feel
Antonio
natural.
Banderas?
Yeah.
When she was mock. I didn't think that. I thought she is another female character that we've seen in Indiana Jones movies.
Oh, so she wasn't trans, as Bobby was telling me.
She was not trans.
She wasn't trans Indy? Oh, I got the time fissures all wrong.
I'm going to move on from my Indiana Jones review. I am giving it a thumbs up.
Oh.
I'm saying I liked it. But I do need to see it a second time because it did. There were some things that it just seemed like there were a lot of new characters, and sometimes it felt like it was a bunch of cool, but scenes rather than a cohesive story. But again, I don't want to say it because I did like it.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that the CGI looked pretty good with Harrison Ford. The problem is, I thought that looked good where they CGI Harrison Ford's face to where he's like 35. Problem is, they really couldn't get the voice. So you are hearing old Harrison Ford with 80-year-old Harrison Ford voice with 35-year-old Harrison Ford face.
Oh, that's interesting. Wow.
Well, that's not very good. I don't know why they weren't able to go back and sweeten it up with a fucking computer. They were able to do that with Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill has an old man gruff voice now.
He does, yeah.
But with The Mandalorian, you know, when he returned, they were able to fucking run his voice through a computer that made it sound young. So I don't know what the deal was with that. But outside of that, I thought it was a good movie.
I did. I thought it was definitely left me yearning for aliens again and some Shia LaBeouf.
You thought Crystal Skull was better.
I did.
Wow.
I'm going to say it was probably much better.
What's your favorite Indiana Jones movie, Roy?
Well, my favorite Indiana, I go one up you on that one, and I will give you my favorite Indiana Jones character.
Oh.
And that was Tote. Do you remember the gentleman?
Yeah,
the Nazi
the German guy.
Yeah, who picked up burned his
And
hand.
burned his hand.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, of course he loves that guy. You're probably related to that guy somehow.
Yeah, he was
Okay,
great.
I got a story for you.
Every
of
time
how-
he popped up, I was like, yeah, here's Tote
That
again.
was my favorite part of this indie was everybody tried to clarify who the bad guys were, and he just kept simplifying. Like, they're Nazis.
All right, I have a story regarding Tote.
Yeah.
From Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, the guy with the glasses.
Yes,
And
yes.
I love the best part of Tote is when he goes into that tent where Marion and Belloc are drinking.
The drinking
and,
contest, yeah.
and he takes out what looks like nunchucks,
Yeah.
but then turns them into a hanger and just puts his coat on it. That's fucking like. That's like Zucker Brothers comedy somehow in the middle of an Indiana Jones film, and it works.
It works brilliantly.
But I was such a fucking idiotic imbecile of a child that I used to take my action figures and try to make them like the movie. I was one of the only kids who had Indiana Jones action figures on my block. And like it was weird. Like no one even knew that they existed. They existed. I had them. They had the truck. They had the monkey even in the basket.
probably worth a fortune
Oh
now.
my God.
But you melted them all, didn't you, David?
No. You're close.
Uh-oh.
Because Tote
Yeah.
had his right hand burned when he grabbed the medallion, right?
Yes.
One day my mom comes in, right? I'm like 7,
Okay.
8.
I want to see where this one goes.
And she sees me with the fucking stove on, putting my action figure's right hand on the stove so that I can melt it and give him a burn mark. What fucking happens? What do you think happens? The plastic catches on fire.
yeah, you're going to melt the whole...
I nearly fucking lit myself on fire like I was a little Richard Pryor, for Christ's
my
sakes. I wish I could tell you that was the only time it happened. When I had my Boba Fett, I begged my brother to please put a fucking firecracker on his back for the jetpack.
Oh, my God.
So that he would fly around.
Did you put your Han Solo in
Let
the
me tell you something.
In the freezer?
What happened to Boba?
Yeah.
It didn't go according to my vision.
Yeah.
Not only did he not go up in the air and fly around, he just exploded on the fucking grass.
Yeah, I'm sure all his little Boba
Yeah.
arms and legs are everywhere.
He just exploded a million pieces on the grass. No flight. There was no flight.
No.
I was like, this really sucked.
Yeah.
You were Sid from Toy Story. You were the inspiration.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's who I was. Yankees got a perfect game.
Oh, a perfect one.
Now, what New York Yankee threw a no-hitter on July 4th? If you can get this correct, I will give you my ATM card right now. And you can go down and buy every single entree in the restaurant and feed your entire family for 3 weeks.
Well,
How about just gas to get home since I can't find my wallet?
No, not unless you get the question. You got to get the question. Who threw a no-hitter as a Yankee on July 4th. He became a very good closer and then a pitching coach. 5, 4,
It's a Japanese
3,
name, isn't it, Dave?
2, it is.
Ikshima
Dave
Kasoto.
Righetti.
Wow. Good job, Roy.
I lied about the Japanese thing.
You
I
got
don't
me
know.
there,
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah. Dave Righetti.
Dave Righetti.
You
okay.
knew that.
Yeah, and I wish I just realized I didn't put enough thought into it and realize that your ATM was basically going to be
You've
be
never heard of
invalid.
Dave Righetti in your life.
Never
Scott
happened.
Walker in the chat has it and wants your card, Dave. He says he'll meet you at the bar.
Scott, I'm sorry. This was a Roy versus Robert fucking competition. Another scandal that's going on with the NFL.
Wait. Can I ask you about? You mentioned the Yankees. Domingo German threw a new.
Oh yeah,
no-hitter.
Herman. Herman's how we pronounce it.
Okay. Do you feel like? Did you get tired of like all the threw a no-hitter? It's the first time he did something and made the news without hitting someone about his wife or
Perfect
did you,
game, by the
did
way.
You,
Perfect game.
Did
Not
you
a
feel
no-hitter.
like
Perfect
those,
game.
Did you feel like those jokes were beating a dead horse, which is what
Which is what you're
Herman
doing.
calls his wife?
Which is what you're doing right now. Yes, I felt all of that was over the line, including you in the last 15 seconds of your performance on the microphone. Domingo Herman deserves a little bit of a celebration for this. That's the 4th perfect game in Yankee history. Do you know the other 3? You probably do, Robert. This one you can do.
Babe Ruth.
David Wells, David Cone,
Yeah, like Mark.
and Don
Matthew.
Larson. Don Larson. Roy got that one.
Good job, Roy.
So,
Thank you.
but the NFL right now is pinching their players. They're investigating their players for gambling online. Now, this is crazy. We have a whole bunch of players right now who are gambling online, like who are betting on their teams and shit like this. Isaiah Rodgers of the Indianapolis Colts is one of the guys being investigated for placing bets on his team. He might get suspended, but I want to pick up this point. Pete Rose is still suspended for life.
Yeah.
For betting on Reds games as a manager, not even a player.
Yeah, as a manager. And if you're a player, I mean, that's automatic. You're out.
And yet these guys, it doesn't look like they are going to be out. I've heard possibly year-long suspensions, which is a big deal. Don't get me wrong, but I'm shocked that it's not you're out. You know, I'm shocked. And what that tells me is that this is an extremely serious issue with the NFL right now because they probably realize we got some megastars who are probably gambling.
Yeah.
And we don't want them kicking them out of the league for good.
Right. That's exactly what it is, David. You nailed it right on the head.
Thank you.
But I will say this. I mean, that is the most unethical thing that you could possibly do as an athlete. The lowest of the low.
What if you were Pete Rose who bet on his team to win? He was the manager.
You know, I see
He
what
obviously had inside information, and he could affect the game. If he plays a $10,000 bet, then he could use up all of his bullpen or all of his guys because he needed that win.
It's unethical. There's some things you can't do. I don't care how you're betting. Even if you're betting them to win, it doesn't matter, dude.
I saw Pete Rose in Las Vegas.
Morally wrong.
And he just sits in like one of these little like I don't even know what to call it, an alcove within the casino.
Yeah.
And they rope him off, almost like he's a statue. And he just sits there waiting for people to go up and get like a $25 autograph. Yeah. But when there was no line. Yeah. So it was just Pete Rose just like sitting there and like I was like playing like fucking slots or blackjack, and then there's Pete Rose like 30 feet to your left, just like sitting there.
Can I borrow some bucks? I gotta buy a drink. Listen, I'll tell you, I think that that is, if they don't make a big deal out of this, that's the end of professional sports. That's literally the end of it.
Well, it could be yet another fucking serious blow to the NFL that they do not want now with the CTE, with all of the concussion issues that they have. They can't have a fucking, a two-front war with concussion issues on one hand and gambling on the other.
I'll tell you, the only reason why this will not become a big deal is if they cannot prove it. If this becomes an issue of like, no, I was using cryptocurrency, and they can't track it down to the athlete directly, if they have a problem doing that, they very well will brush this under the rug. Mark
You think
my words.
so?
Absolutely, yeah. They won't be able to prove it. That's the only recourse they have, these athletes.
Now, boxing, it already exists. Like, Floyd Mayweather's known to quadruple his purse by gambling on himself to win fights.
Right.
If you set up, if you realize that it's such a significant problem and that you have to deal with it in a certain way, could you see the NFL setting up like, okay, you can gamble your salary on your team to win straight up? Like, no
Not losing.
incentives or anything. Yeah, exactly.
not
Like, just basically you wager your income for this game against the odds that your team wins.
I mean,
as a way for
that
you to
would be
increase
fun.
money.
I mean,
If you're going to do that, then I would actually publicize that
well,
shit because
here-
then that's fun.
well,
It'd
here's
be
the
like
problem.
fucking Patrick Mahomes has $150,000 on his team to win today.
well, what happens when you make a deal with an opposing player and say, hey, listen, I'm going to bet us to win, so I'm going to need you to go easy on me, and I'll cut you in on half of my winnings.
Right.
Right away, there's a compromise.
The whole thing doesn't make sense because
it
at
stinks,
the end
David.
of
It just
wow,
plain
you're pissed off about
stinks.
this. I have never seen Roy fired up at a sports topic
Yeah.
in the 13-year history of the
Yeah,
DMSP.
this is beyond a sports topic. This is just plain immoral, David.
All right.
You're taking
That's
away.
fantastic, though.
Yeah. You got to
Never gamble around Roy, apparently.
On 4th of July, I like to take a stand on something. And today, this 4th of July, I'm
You
going
take
to
a
sports
stand
gambling.
on
That's
sports
it.
gambling.
That's
Sports
right, Tim.
betting is your thing,
That's
even
right.
though it's legalized.
Yeah, well, just for the players.
I mean,
David.
in this state it is. In
Yeah.
state of New Jersey and New York it is.
It's true, yeah.
Fair enough, though, Roy. I do understand your point, and I think the NFL has some issues that they still have. One of these days, the concussion thing is going to bite them in the ass because you are seeing that the youth football numbers are now beginning to drop and drop a lot because parents are like, I'm not going to have my kid getting
Yeah.
CTE.
Like, is there any football athlete that you as a parent look at and be like, oh, I could envision my son achieving that? No.
No.
There's no. Maybe Tom
No,
Brady. That's
no.
about it.
I mean, yeah,
He's the only role model.
Tom Brady.
Ray Rice, don't take lip.
Oh, Robert, please. We don't need that kind of shock jock behavior, as Mark McGrath labeled us.
I'm going
Kansas
to Ray
City-
Rice, Mark McGrath for you, Dave.
The Kansas City Chiefs superstar tight end Travis Kelce, he says that Jamar Chase, and I'm paraphrasing here, should shut his mouth. Apparently, Jamar Chase was standing up for his quarterback, Joe Burrow.
Okay.
And Burrow and Mahomes and the Bengals and the Chiefs, they've had a fantastic rivalry as of late. Here is the quote from Travis Kelce. Quote, shout out to Jamar Chase for holding it down for his QB, but don't ever disrespect Pat Mahomes. If you want to talk your shit, pimp. Just better back it up, close quote. He called him a pimp.
Pimp. That's what they all think they're gangsters. These athletes. now.
I will say before you get carried away, this is a Caucasian man.
Exactly. I don't care
Okay.
what color they are.
I thought pimp is a compliment. Isn't that you're usually like you're
Go with
a
the ladies, right? You're a pimp.
yeah.
I mean, I answer the phone like, "What's up, Big Pimpin'?"
Yeah,
That's how
so
I refer to Dave a lot.
So
it's a compliment.
He was but he was talking some smack, obviously.
So I think what he was saying is, if you want to talk your shit, pimp. Just better be able to back it up on the field. So like, hey, I like you. If you want to talk your shit, go for it, big guy. But be ready to play.
All right.
Okay, we shall soon see what happens there.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the word pimp either in that
It's
situation.
a developing story. we've got
Use the
going.
word jerk. Again, this is a situation where a thesaurus is your best friend.
Pimp.
You know, I have a hard thesaurus at home.
I bet you do, David.
Yeah, go off, pimp, with your wide vocabulary.
He made it sound dirty. Did you hear how he said that?
Yeah, that's how I said that I got a sore ass earlier from Mark McGrath. It was dirty then too.
You didn't hear that one either.
Speaking of weirdness, question. Because tonight I'm going to go home. I think I'm going to smoke a little weed, and I'm going to watch. I was wondering whatever happened to Football Follies by the NFL Films. They had Mel Blanc. Did anyone watch Football Follies growing up?
Yeah.
I used to rent Football Follies every single Saturday morning at the local mom and pop video store, where you had you would have just a quarterback, fumbling the ball and stuff,
Yeah.
but then you'd have Mel Blanc, of Looney Tunes.
Of Looney Tunes, yeah. The
Yeah,
voice of
being like, look at this quarterback now. Oh, no, give me the ball. Oh, my God, he's fumbling the ball. Oh, what the? And I'm like, this is the greatest fucking thing of all time. A combination of Bugs Bunny,
I was about to
comedy,
say-
and fucking the NFL.
I've never heard of this, David. So I'm gonna
Football
check-
Follies. That's why I brought it up, because everyone forgot about it. It was one of the biggest things in the 80s.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look that one up.
What
That sounds-
happened, NFL? I'll tell you what happened. Roger Goodell. That guy ain't no pimp.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking meatball. I don't know one commissioner who's been worse at his job than Roger Goodell.
Adam Silver.
Silver of the NBA? Goodell's worse.
That's true.
Goodell has decisions that make no sense. Someone gets suspended for 12 games for pot, and then another guy, punches his wife in an elevator and gets 4 games or 2 games. Wow. He doesn't make sense. I'm sick of Roger Goodell. A little fucking owner's puppet. I'm sick of him. I know they all are, but he really is. You see the strings on fucking Goodell's arms and head. I don't want to see it anymore, Roy Hortons. All right?
Little Pinocchio.
Well, listen, guys. We got to get home because we got a lot of fucking traffic today.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like we were heroes just getting here today. On July 4th weekend, the traffic in Jersey and New York is fucking insane. How long did it take you to get here?
It wasn't the time. It was just, I guess, the lack of air conditioning, which is the hard part.
It took me 16 hours to get here today.
16 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
I left yesterday.
I didn't realize you were coming from Florida, David.
It's just that Jersey Shore traffic, baby. You can't fucking get around this shit during the summer.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
No one knows how to drive anymore. Just fucking go 75 miles an hour on the Parkway or the New Jersey State Turnpike. I happen to be friends with 2 state troopers that say that if you go 79 miles an hour or below, you will never get a ticket on the Parkway or Turnpike. This is a fucking well-known secret, at least that my buddy told me, within the state trooper brotherhood. They only give tickets to 80 miles an hour and above. And really, it's like 85, 88, 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Roy, you'd be ready to quote that on the way home.
Go 79.
So when we get pulled over, David.
I'll give you the name of my contact. I do have a contact. He's a big deal, too.
Oh, yeah?
New Jersey State Police, yeah.
All right, yeah, definitely.
Chris Christie.
He's actually investigating you as we speak.
I figured that.
For all those comments you make about Don. I hope you've settled your anger against Don, your neighbor.
My neighbor, Don?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's not good, man.
Working on it.
That's 2 weeks in a row, though.
Yeah, you're right. The saga continues, David.
Motherfucking saga continues.
Well, listen, it was wonderful. It was wonderful to be here, and it's wonderful for all of the Davey Mac Sports program folks to be supporting us week in and week out. We appreciate your support. We're going to upload the video and the MP3 and all that and put that up later, either tonight or tomorrow. But until that happens, a happy July 4th to everybody, and to everybody for watching and listening to our show. We appreciate that. Right, Roy Harter?
I sure do, David. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday. Robert, anything to plug for you?
July 15th, I will be at the Bijou Theater in Connecticut featuring for Earl David Reed. Tickets are almost gone, so get them now.
Named after Bijou Phillips.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bijou Theater, yes.
Remember him
Big
very well.
superstar, Bijou Phillips.
Yeah.
Roy Harter, anything to plug?
I'm going to be in France this next week. I'm doing a couple festivals, so
You don't want to say the name of the festivals?
Vielle de Chirou. It's in France, Dave. Do we have any French listeners?
Of course we have
Oh, they're
UK
in the chat
listeners.
blowing up right now.
We have fucking UK listeners for real, and you just fucking take a boat to France.
I think we're opening up for the Red Hot Chili. Oh, Blur on.
What?
Yeah, Blur. The David.
Be
Albarn.
real for a second.
I'm being real, David.
All right, what's happening?
We're playing the main stage of the Vielle de Chirou Festival. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are actually headlining, but we're going on.
Who's we?
The Celtic Social Club. This is one of the bands that I
That's
play with.
one of the
David.
bands you play with. You
Yeah.
play with the Pie Tasters now,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you play with the Celtic Social Club.
Yeah, I'll play with anyone who'll have me, David.
I
That's
know.
really what it comes
Clearly.
But
down
that's
to.
incredible. You're playing a festival that Blur and the Red Hot Chili Peppers are going to be at.
Yeah, we're going to be playing right before Blur, actually, at the same stage. We share management. That's why that comes in.
Jesus!
It's gonna
Get
be
the
good.
fucking Gorillas guy on our show.
Damon.
I ain't happy. I'm feeling sad. I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless. Not for long. The future is coming on. I ain't happy. I'm feeling sad. I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. I ain't happy. I'm feeling sad. I got the sunshine in my head. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. Finally, someone get me out of my cave. Okay, that's it.
I
You
didn't know
know
how
what?
long.
We have a possible fucking song.
Okay, fair enough.
We got a possible fucking song.
Yeah, we'll go next.
I didn't think that was coverable.
No, everything's coverable, David, the way we do it.
Finally, someone let me. I don't think I know all the words. Someone let me out of my cage. Yeah, I don't know
We'll
all
get
the
it,
words.
don't
I know
worry.
that
We'll
part.
work on it, David.
All right, listen. Roy Harter, good luck at those. So that's next weekend.
Yeah, I
so
believe it's next week. I'll confirm with you. I got to look at my calendar.
we might not be here.
Maybe.
Next weekend.
I gotta check.
Robert, unless we have a fill-in.
We got to check the exact dates, but we may have a fill-in.
We might have a fill-in, or we might not be here, but we're going to keep you up to date.
Beautiful.
It's summertime. These are the things that happen. No one is upset by it. Roy Harter, you're phenomenal. Robert, you're phenomenal. Thank you very much. All of the Davey Mac Sports Program audience, you are phenomenal. My name is Davey Mac. Thank you for listening and watching. Good night, everybody.